Welcome. Thank you for joining today's podcast, Modern Empowerment with Lorinda Buckingham, the go-to place for empowerment and business leadership so that modern leaders like you can learn to live a life of freedom, balance, and faith for success in a modern world. Lorinda Buckingham is a highly sought-after certified motivational speaker, life success coach, and leadership trainer. Lorinda has years of experience in coaching and mentoring professionals and students to develop as leaders, grow their business, and make a positive difference in the world. There's a powerful show today. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. And remember, empowerment isn't a thing of the past. For professionals today, there is modern empowerment. Now here is your host, Lorinda Buckingham.
Well, hello and welcome to Modern Empowerment with Lorinda Buckingham. I am your host, Lorinda Buckingham, and I'm so glad that you tuned in today. We have a great show for you today. We're going to continue to talk about tools and tips in personal growth and entrepreneurship that will help you to develop in the areas that you desire to grow. So if you're looking to develop in your career, you're looking for a different career change, or to develop in your soft skills, your leadership skills, or even just to build the business of your dreams, to build that business that you've always wanted to have, to build the business that you always dreamed of, then you tuned into the right place. Each week we talk about how we could be our best selves, how we can grow in our leadership, how we can grow in our careers, and how we can be effective, how we can go out into the world and make a difference in every area that we have been called to touch. And that's one of the biggest things that we always have to be mindful of, is that we're not here by accident. We don't have an accidental assignment. We're not here just because. There's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why you are where you are right now. And so tuning in right now is not by coincidence. And I want to thank you very much for tuning in, because you have so many different choices of places that you can download and get information. And I appreciate the fact that you're here with me each week, getting these tools and tips so that we can grow together. We're in this journey together. It's not one person above the other person, but we're in this growing as one. So I want to talk today about how we can be intentional about our lives as we're pursuing the type of careers and businesses that we desire to have. Being intentional is a very important thing if we want to seek success in our life. It's being intentional means to be on purpose, to do something on purpose, deliberately, intentionally, so that when you go forward, you're not just receiving your benefits or receiving the promises that is for you just by accident, but because you were very deliberate in what it is that you were trying to do. I mean, you think about it, if you went to school and you tried to get a degree, I mean, you didn't just show up and just sign the forms and apply, and then they said, okay, thank you for showing up. Now here's your degree. No, you had to actually be intentional about going to class and taking the test and completing that program in order to receive the degree or the diploma at the end of your education there, at the end of your term. And so the same thing happens when you're looking to advance in your career. The same thing happens when you're looking to advance in your business, when you're looking to grow personally and professionally. This is the thing that each of us need to continue to have in front of us, that we have to do it on purpose. We have to be very intentional about those different changes. It's not just going to happen. It's the same thing as if you're married, or if you're in a relationship. If you want a good marriage, if you want to have a good relationship, you have to work at it, right? But when you work at it and you work at your marriage, you work at your relationship, or you work at building a relationship with your children, doesn't it have a positive effect? Don't you see the differences in your home, in your household, or in the behavior of your children? And it's the same thing here. If you're looking to advance in your career, you're looking to take your business to the next level, you have to be intentional, you have to be deliberate, you have to do it on purpose to make sure that you go to the next level. I strongly believe that it's a wise thing to do, to make sure that your character and your heart level matches where you're getting ready to go. And when you take the time to invest in yourself and invest in your team and group and your personal growth and in your personal development, making sure that you're getting the tools and tips that's needed so that not only can you grow personally, but you can reach those sales targets. You can reach those career goals and those business targets that the company has. Many times I talk to executives and managers who ask me, how can I get my team to the next level? We want to try to increase our sales within the next 2 to 5 years. We want to try to get out into different areas and into different places in the market. We want to introduce new technology. And one of the things that I always share with them is to make sure that they're taking the time to invest in their team, to take the time to invest in their team with the technical knowledge, but also to invest in their team to make sure they're getting a personal growth as well. Because when your team is able to grow personally, they'll take pride in their job. You don't have to piecemeal them together. They will take the initiative and try to grow. And that target and those goals, that 2 to 5 year plan for your business, for your department, then will become their goal. And they will want to try to meet that goal just as much as you do. And so when you're looking at your group, your team, you want to look and see exactly what can you do that is intentional, that's on purpose, that will help your team become intentional and on purpose. Did you get that? You want to find out what it is that you can be intentional about so that your team can be intentional. And I strongly believe that when a leader in the department is intentional about meeting targets and growing and actually meeting the business plan that has been set forth, that because of that leadership, that the other team members will soon follow when that leadership is also coupled with the right balance of personal and technical background and technical leadership. So I want to talk about some of the benefits right now. So if you're taking notes, take notes. But if you're walking or running or if you're driving, continue to do what you're doing, because I can talk to you and actually share with you the benefits of being intentional, the benefits of being intentional in your life, and the benefits of being intentional in your professional career, what that would do for you, how it would benefit you. Because I know that there's listeners out there right now, and you're in that situation where you're trying to balance your career. You're trying to have the right mix between being able to be a professional, being able to be a person who can go out into the world and do a good job and deliver excellent services, whether you have your own business or you work for someone else. But then you're also trying to figure out, well, how am I going to be a husband? How am I going to be a wife? How can I be a mom? How can I be a dad? How can I get out and actually meet new people? How can I have something personally to where I'm able to have some level of success in both areas? And I want to say that our goal is not to be perfect. Our goal is not to be people who have perfect lives without any flaws or without any areas of improvement. That I have not achieved that, so I can't teach that. But what I am sharing is how to have a balance of your life where you can experience a level of success in every area of your life and be okay with the areas that may not be the best. And to be the best at what you can do and to be okay with yourself. That's what I can offer you. To be okay with who you are. Because when you are okay with who you are, when you are comfortable within your skin, you're comfortable as a lawyer, you're comfortable as a father, you're comfortable as a mother, you're comfortable as an engineer, you're comfortable in your skin, when you're comfortable with you, you are a more happier and pleasant person to interact with. And when you're a pleasant and happier person to interact with, your leadership comes through the seams. Your leadership in your home, your leadership with your spouse, the leadership with your children, the leadership with your team begins to come out from the inside out. But just think about it on the opposite side. When you have not really accepted who you are, when you have not really come into your own, you could become a person who is grumpy or edgy or irritable or annoyed by the simplest things. And I see it all the time. And really finding that balance of what you can and cannot do, being comfortable within yourself, will bring you so much happiness and so much joy. And you'll begin to see success in all of those areas in your relationships. And so being intentional about who we are, what we do, how we do it, how we accomplish it is a key to our success. We have to wake up each day with a purpose. Wake up each day to be intentional. So I want to encourage you right now that you can be intentional. You can do this. This is something that is a part of you. This is something you were born to do, something that you were called to do. So if you are in that situation, it is not a surprise. And you have all of the tools and the resources that are needed and necessary for you to be successful. You just have to believe that you can be successful and believe that you can be those things that you desire to be, even if all the things around you look in the opposite direction. Or you hear people saying that you can't do it, but you can. And so there's some benefits to being a person that is intentional, being a person who takes life by the horns and go out and do things each day that will bring about the success that we desire in our lives. Number one, being a person that lives intentionally will motivate you to take immediate action in the areas that are significant to you. Number one, being a person that is intentional, it will motivate you to take immediate action in the areas that are significant to you. When you are a person who is intentional about your life, you'll take action in the areas that are very important to you. Let's give an example. Okay. Let's talk about marriage. Let's talk about a relationship, married or maybe a significant other. If you are serious about having a healthy, happy marriage and you want to have a relationship that is satisfying, then you will become intentional about making that relationship a priority. You know, even if that means putting dates in your Outlook calendar or putting it into your iPhone or making sure that you have some type of level reminders so that you can speak kind words or do great things together. When you make an attempt to be intentional, you begin to see good success in every area that you apply it to. So an area that is significant, an area that is important to you, you'll do immediate action. Let's do another example. Let's talk about a department that has a situation where they need to increase sales. They need to increase their performance. You have a new deadline that is coming up. And this is an area of significance. So when you look at that, you have to be intentional. But being intentional means what? To have immediate action. So that means today, right now, you have to come up with actions that will help you get this department from point A to point B in a very short period of time. So if you're looking to increase your sales or improve your performance before the end of the fiscal year, you're getting ready to close out the books. You're getting ready to tally up the last part of your sales and you want to try to pull everybody in, then this is the time. This is the time to be intentional, to invest in people. And yes, you can do it. For example, you could give different rewards and motivation to your team. You can bring somebody in to give encouragement and motivation and speak. So many times I talk to people and they're looking to get that last little bit of encouragement and motivation and get tools and tips. And I will come in and share with them different laws of leadership that they can use on that day. and they use it that day. And they begin to see an increase in performance. Not 24 hours from that day, not 72 hours from that day, but that same day, they begin to see change. So therefore, if you're in a place where you need to make some adjustments, then if this is an area of significance for you, for your department, for your career, then take immediate action. Ask yourself right now, what can you do to get your team to the next level? And I want you to write that down. Do you need to bring someone in? Do you need to have coaching opportunities for your group? Do you need to allow for more flexible time, more flexible work hours, allows for some people to work from home? What are some immediate actions that you can do right now that can help your department, help you to grow right now? And I want you to just write all those things down. And if you're not a writer, if you're not a person that writes, or maybe you're busy right now, I just want you to think about it. And when you get to a place where you can write it down, or you get to a place to where you can start doing something about it, I want you to start taking action. I want you to start taking action today. Because when you're intentional, you don't have to wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks in order to start doing something. You can start right now. Being intentional in the areas of significance means that you're saying to yourself that something can be done about that. Something can happen. It's possible to have change. I must do something about it. A person who's intentional, who takes immediate action, takes ownership. Listen, let me say that one more time. A person who is intentional, a person who takes immediate action, is a person that is taking ownership. And let's think about that in the reverse. Let's think about it that if you have a person who has an issue, but they don't do anything about it, when you say that person is maybe complacent or they're not taking ownership, but a person who takes immediate action is a person that is taking ownership. And a person that takes ownership, a manager, a director, an employee, someone who takes ownership is definitely seen as a high potential leader. A high potential leader. And those type of people need to be at the front to help move the company forward. And if that's you, then you need to step out. Do some actions today that will help your company move forward. If you continue to say to yourself that you can do it, you will. If you believe in yourself that you can do it, you will. If you get out and do it today, if you start making a difference today, you'll make a difference with other people in this world. You'll make a difference with people in your department. You have to always remember that every action that you have, everything that you do that is intentional, that's from your heart, has a purpose. And it's never wasted time. It's not something that you should be ashamed of. So many times I talk to people, and one of the things that I have to help them overcome is the fear or the anxiety of thinking that they're not good enough. So when I talk about having these immediate actions, I want you to walk away today knowing that you're good enough, knowing that your actions and the things that you're doing has a purpose, has a plan. And that even if you only have a few more days left, even if you are about to go to court, if you're about to make a new design, if you're about to have a meeting with someone, you're about to go prospect for new business, if you're taking immediate action right now to take your business to the next level, you're taking immediate action right now to get your department to where it needs to go, I want you to know that by you stepping out as a leader, by you taking the ownership and saying that I want to see change, I want to see something different, that you right now being a front runner, you are a person that is creating change and that you can do it. And those are the type of steps that will cause success in your life. And don't give up. Don't ever give up. You're going to listen to this today, and you're going to walk out of your office, your cubicle, leave out of your car, and you're going to know that you can do it and you will not give up. Because whenever we have immediate actions in the areas of significance, we're going to see amazing, amazing changes. Number two, when you are a person that is living intentionally, another benefit to that is that we'll try to find creative ways to accomplish significance. We'll try to find creative ways to accomplish significance, which means that we'll try to find ways in which may be unconventional to try to accomplish the goals that we need to accomplish. Maybe if you're thinking right now of how you could be successful within your organization, you may have to try something new. You may have to try something that no one else has tried before. You have 4 or 5 departments that are doing the same thing, but they're not achieving the right type of goals and achieving the right type of success. You may have to be that person that now says that I'm going to do something different to get my team to the next level. You may also be a person who has multiple departments reporting to you, and it's going to be important for you to get all of those departments together. You may have to be creative in how you do that. You remember, as I said earlier, whenever we want to prioritize something, we may put it in our Outlook calendar or we put it into our cell phone. It's the same thing here. You have to get creative in how it is that you want to achieve your goals. You may have to do something a little bit different and a little bit out of the box. But how many of you know that doing something out of the box or doing something a little bit different, if it's going to bring about the type of success we need to have for our business, then it's something that we can do. As long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, it's not something bad, because I don't want anyone to take it in that type of way, right? But good stuff that will help our team get to the next level. How many of you know we'll be willing to take those risks, take those choices? So one action item that I want you to do, another action item, is that I want you to write down just whatever it is that's on the top of your mind and in your heart as far as what you can do tangibly after you get done listening to this podcast. What can you do that is different, that's innovative, that will help you, your department, or your business, your career to go to the next level? What is it that's creative? How can you be intentional in a way that you've never been intentional before? Maybe getting up in the morning for an extra 5 or 10 minutes to actually plan out your day, or maybe spending time during lunch reading up or looking at other type of ways to become more marketable. How is it that you can actually make a difference? And I want to challenge you in that this week, in that actions, because I want you to always know that just because everybody else do it doesn't mean you have to do it, right? Just because everybody else do it doesn't mean you have to. You are your own person. And sometimes when we feel uneasy, or sometimes when we don't feel that we're going in the right direction, that's a sign that maybe we need to change directions. You may have already had a plan and you already had an idea of where you want to go, but the team is not responding the way that you may want to. It does not say that you're a bad person. It doesn't even say that you have a bad plan. It may be that it just simply doesn't work for the team that you're working with. And so sometimes we have to be flexible. We have to be flexible with adjusting our ideas and what we may want to doing the things that are needed. And I want to encourage you that you have the ability to be flexible. I want to encourage you that you can do it. And so when you go out this week, I want you to take those action items, write them down, and then look for ways to apply them in your life, apply them in your careers, in your businesses. And make sure you send me something back. DM me. Send me something. Let me know how you're doing. I get those messages. I have people who send it to me, so I actually get to read many of them. I can't see all of them, but many of them. And just share with me your testimony, your story about how taking those action items and applying them and how it changed you and changed your department. And I really love the stories when people say, I didn't know that I had it in me. I didn't know. It's amazing what power we have within ourselves and we didn't know. But that's why I'm here. We're here to help you to discover what you have within on the inside of you. So this week, I want you to continue to take the steps forward in your personal growth and also in building your businesses of your dreams. I thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, here's to your freedom, your balance, and your faith for success. Take care.
Thank you for joining today's podcast of Modern Empowerment with Lorinda Buckingham, who has given us valuable empowerment and leadership lessons. For more tools and tips and to book Lorinda for your next event, check out her website at www.lorindabuckingham.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook at /Lorinda Buckingham and follow us on Twitter at Lori_Buckingham. Don't forget to subscribe and tell a friend. We look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, here's to your freedom, balance, and faith for success.